This is a good question. Do the flying monkeys see through the lies ever? Quite often they do. Quite often it takes a while. They see through them once. A lot of times when the narcissist turns on them, is typically when they see it. Right? When all of a sudden the narcissist goes on a smear campaign about them. Right? Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Now all of a sudden they see it when they experience it themselves. Right? And so then it's your decision if you're going to allow that person back into your life if they decide to come back. So someone's asking. I saw in the chat someone asked, "What is a flying monkey?" I do want to cover that real quick, just so this is more meaningful and brings more context to them. So sometimes I actually like the clinical term better than. So the flying monkey is more of a street term, but it's when someone is doing abuse by proxy, right? So you have the narcissist. And then the narcissist will convince other people, sometimes it's your friends, sometimes it's your family members, that you were abusive, that you were controlling, they will start saying all sorts of lies and vicious things about you. And it could be multiple different things, right? And then all of a sudden that person that may have been your friend, sometimes it can be a coworker, it doesn't matter who it is, but then all of a sudden that person will turn on you. Right, and will assist the narcissist in the abuse, and quite often it's what's called post-discard abuse, where all of a sudden, you're getting emails from them, you're getting like having them question you, or sometimes they're not doing any of those things. They're giving information that you don't want the narcissist to have. They're feeding them information, right, and so they're actually helping out the person who has been abusing you. Right, and they trust and they believe someone who is manipulative, and it becomes extremely problematic. So so where did we get the term flying monkey from? Why did that even come about instead of calling it what it actually is, abuse by proxy? Because it goes back to the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz, if you remember, the Wicked Witch, there was a lot of things that she actually didn't do. Right? What did she do? She had her flying monkeys go do her bidding for her, to go do her bad work for her. And so a lot of times this is what a narcissist will do when they begin to lose control, when you go no contact, when they can't reach out to you, they will pull in other people who can reach out to you. If they're blocked, oh, her best friend or his best friend isn't blocked, let me call them, right? Oh, you know what? I can't reach out to them on Facebook, but I know who can. Right. And so these thought processes, so this is the reason why it's called abuse by proxy, and they have other people doing their hard work for them. And sometimes they do this, even if they're not blocked, even if they've gone no contact, even if there isn't any no contact, they'll do this specifically to keep their hands clean. So they're not attached to the drama. Right. And you'll see this specifically from covert narcissists. Covert narcissists will do a smear campaign while the two of you are still together. They will plant seeds of doubt with people. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. I think they're just like depressed or something. They're just acting kind of weird. I know it's my wife. I know it's my husband, but yeah, one of those days, right? And then they'll walk off. And what does that do? It leaves a seed of doubt. And then what happens is that person quite often, because it's a seed of doubt, will go to the person like, hey, are you okay? And because you've been manipulated by the narcissist for like days or weeks, and they're constantly like, you're depressed, something's wrong with you. Then someone else comes up to you that you didn't realize the narcissist was chatting with, and then they come up to you, are you okay? And they're saying and repeating all the same lines that the narcissist did. It becomes very problematic. This is the reason why I like communities like this, and I like not only TikTok, but other communities and chats where people start to discover this, that sometimes you do have to step outside of that world, outside of that box, to start to talk to people like, I don't feel this way, but this is how my circle is treating me. And you start to find out that there was one person that was manipulating and getting people to entangle you into this dramatic mess. So, but to answer the original question, yes, sometimes people will see through it, but a lot of times it's not until they experience the abuse themselves. So sometimes they see it, but even when they do and they begin to circle back to you, you have a decision to make, right? And it's a harder decision than what you might think. because you have to understand that this is who this person is, and I've made this mistake before, right? And I can tell you that if someone is listening, right, sitting at the table, breaking bread with your abuser, with someone who is manipulated you, and engaging in these conversations, and they're okay with listening to it. This person is talking shit about you, and they're listening, and they're engaging and laughing and interacting, right? And then that person flips on them. Then they come back to you, right? Like, oh, you were right about that person. I should have listened to you before. Guess what? You still have a problem with that person, or you should. It's just a matter that because that speaks to that person's character. It's just a matter of time before that happens with somebody else, right? Then, and that someone else starts talking shit, someone else starts mentioning, or the narcissist circles somebody else around or whatever, right? And then all of a sudden you start to see that's a flaky friend or a flaky family member, right? So even if they do see through the lie, it doesn't mean that you need to accept that person back into your life. So be very, very careful there. I can tell you from experience that I made that mistake.